So they must not be on. So we'll keep track.
They'll give us that heads up, right?
Yeah. Justin. Oh. Took it right. Issues with the clock.
Gosh, those clocks are always finicky. When you see them count up like that, it's tough to trust that it's in the right form.
Now he's rebooting it.
Yeah, they may, generally when they have a problem, one will work better than the other, and they might have to put that up to the midline and then just use one.
Gotcha.
Which makes it a little bit tough, but at least you know where to look.
Right. Okay.
Well, you can see the problems they have at the college level. They want to do it at high school.
Yeah.
You think about how challenging that would be.
Right.
Now, I would prefer it because it picks the game up a little bit, but it would be pretty tough to do. See, and that hurts them in the long run. That's on the home team to make sure the clocks are working correctly, but when they don't, that's a infraction and a turnover and goes to red.
Oh, does it really?
Well, we saw that in the BYU game last year. BYU got to start with the ball because the clocks were not ready to go.
I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know that, like, logistics applied to the game itself.
Absolutely, yeah. The home team is responsible for all things logistics. And if there's any qualms whatsoever, they're the ones who have to pay the penalty for that.
But we're good now, right?
Yes, looks like they just had to do a little reset, and we're back up and running.
I'm hoping nobody scores before. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, gotcha. At that point, will we be on and live? Recording. Copy that. Copy that. So happy to have you here outside Canvas Stadium on campus, Fort Collins, Colorado. Joining in progress, Colorado State hosting Nebraska in men's collegiate lacrosse. No score. Visual setup for you in white. That's Colorado State, the home squad, hosting the Cornhuskers from Nebraska, who are wearing the red. So again, the visual setup for you in all white, trimmed in green, and then wearing the iconic bone curl on their helmets. That's Colorado State. Red jerseys, white helmets, white shorts. That is Nebraska. Marty Cesario, along with two-time All-American Sully. You know I'm going to get that out. Patrick Sullivan's with us, who's been a part of this historic program with Colorado State in so many different ways. So we're very early on. Again, you haven't missed much. No scoring. It's 0-0. We're 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. I mean, we're working on first impressions early on. What have you seen so far, Sully?
We're seeing some pretty respectable play out of this Nebraska team so far. We do come in at a man-up opportunity for CSU. We had a delay a game on red here. What happens is if they, on a dead ball, if they don't start outside of 5 yards and then they engage contact, that would be a delay a game and a 30-second penalty.
So Sully, rightfully so, being impressed so far by what Nebraska's done on the defensive end. And CSU has spent a lot of time over there, but have yet to yield a goal. And here's the Cornhuskers now advancing forward.
And this is coming off a man up where CSU took a shot and didn't get any backup, which allows Nebraska to get possession there. That drives offensive coaches crazy when you can't get that backup, especially on a man up opportunity.
So Weston Schwartz get up. He drew a flag. And now it's a man-up situation in favor of the Cornhuskers here. So Schwartz did indeed draw the infraction. Nebraska in red, man up in a 0-0 game as both squads shift personnel to get ready for this special team situation early on in the game, which we are 3 minutes in roughly into the first quarter of this game, CSU against Nebraska. Let's see what the Rams defense can do. And how about that? Nice scoop and ground ball by CSU. Pushing all the way forward and scoring. Jordan Cutter, man down, gets the first goal of the game for Colorado State.
Now that comes off a sloppy play from Nebraska. They couldn't even complete one pass. I'm not sure if the ball got stuck in the attackman's stick there, but that's a tough turnover when you have an opportunity to go up 1-0 on the road, instead going down.
How about Jordan Cutter? Goes to the midline. It was 1v2. He scoops it up himself and then goes all the way down and gets the score.
When I believe he was waiting to sub to go back to even, so he's a D-mid playing on the attack side. Very opportunistic getting that ground ball and then finishing it off.
So CSU scores first. They have the 1-0 lead very early in this game. About 2.5 in, man down. Cutter scores for Colorado State. And you see the face-off win for the Rams, and we'll see if that Cutter goal now establishes some momentum for the 23rd ranked CSU squad now. Cloudy skies. We expected a little bit more sunshine. That's not happened. It's still warmer temperature-wise. We're at 49 degrees here at field level. Pushing forward was Ebers, nothing there, and CSU cycling it around. They get a shot off and a score. That was Carson Malinowski, 99, with that lefty release, and he's able to get it through and get a 2-0 lead on the board for the Rams.
Yeah, that's a nice goal there. He comes up from the backside there, coming from X, uses his defender as a screen, shoots around him, makes it really tough for that goalie to pick it up off the release.
So it looks like the Rams have woken up a little bit after that Cutter man-down goal. Now Carson Malinowski able to put one through at the 10:50 mark here in the first quarter. 2-0 lead for the guys in white. That's Colorado State here on their home turf on campus. Battle for the ball. You can hear through our crowd mics the reactions of both these benches.
That was very close to being a highlight goal from number 50 there, the long pole.
Good chase to keep the possession alive. James Bowers sending it over to McFerrin, and now the Rams will settle in again within the attack area. Love having you here as you join in. Getting a shot from Riley Flores. Happy to have you here live here at campus in Fort Collins, just outside Canvas Stadium. Colorado State hosting Nebraska. We're 5 minutes into the game. What you've missed is Jordan Cutter scoring man down to get a 1-0 lead. That was at the 11:37 mark. And then just recently at the 10:50 mark, Carson Malinowski scored for Colorado State, and now you see another score by CSU. Was that Malinowski again, 99?
It looked like him coming from the back door there. Nebraska defense falls asleep, leaves that backside open for the nice skip and dunk.
So consecutive goals scored for CSU by Carson Malinowski, the freshman out of Carlsbad, California. And you look at the replay right here. Well, that's a nice feed with Malinowski approaching off across the goal line extended, right?
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that as an attackman.
So 3-0 with the Rams leading, and successful face-off victory there by Nolan Hefner. He'll come off, and in come the first liners for CSU. Nick Chastain up top. Of course, one of the most productive goal scorers and point totalers for CSU the last few years. There's a shot coming off the stick of Cade Ebers, and that gets through, and it's another goal for Colorado State. How about the heat from Cade Ebers, and Sully reacts.
That's just a nice play. We call that the sidewinder. He's kind of got his body open to the field, and he's doing that back pedal there with the stick in a nice shooting position. Defender doesn't pick him up, and he decides to pull it from about 12 to 15 yards there.
Cade Ebers scores his first of the game. 9:17 mark, first quarter, and now Colorado State is leading 4-0. So Cutter, 2 from Malinowski, 1 from Ebers. Face-off win in the middle there. And now CSU again has possession in the attack area. And another goal scored by Colorado State. Again, getting the love from his teammates is the freshman attackman, Carson Malinowski.
That's very similar to his last goal. Just finds space on the backside of the defense, has the nice skip lane, and he's able to finish within 5.
How about Malinowski with a hat trick within 2.5 minutes? And a nice isolation shot of Malinowski as we zoom back in to that face-off.
That's a great way to build confidence as a young player.
Face-off win, Hoff, CSU approaching once again. Kevin Mulligan over to McFerrin, back to X, and work it around.
I believe that's 6 straight face-off wins to open the game for CSU.
Sully's a grinder. Make sure you note those raw dogs.
Got to give credit where it's due.
Cade Ebers, who has a goal. Defended well there. Then he gets one off, and it is wide. Nearest CSU, they're going to keep it. There's Malinowski, who has 3 goals here in this first quarter. Another shot wide.
That's a nice strong dodge there from Riley Flores, getting to the top side. Just not able to finish it.
Flores, another one of those productive attackers for CSU. Had 7 goals in the win over Wyoming a couple of weeks ago. Quick clear and transition by Nebraska. That looked pretty strong for the Huskers.
Yeah, that's a really nice play from the defender 23 there. Chastain's open on the backside, and he sloughs into that space and is able to make the pick.
Pass from Keenan goes over the top of all the guys in red. Now a battle for it. Blaine Ware able to pick up the ground ball. And look at this. Right up front, there's Flores. Nothing there. Good defense by the Huskers.
Very strong there from 28. I believe that's Woodell.
Max Woodell, the senior from Lincoln, doing a nice job on a very capable Riley Flores.
Absolutely. And we're seeing he's a guy from IMG Academy, so he's played against some pretty high-level competition.
Yeah, that's no fluke investment to go play at IMG, right?
Absolutely.
Nice save by the goalie, Christian Clover. And here comes the Huskers, clearing, down 5, about halfway through the first quarter here in Fort Collins.
That was a great save by the goalie there, but unfortunately a little too much on the outlet pass. You got a Husker team that has got a lot of youth here, a lot of freshmen down this roster, probably only 1 or 2 seniors, so we're going to see some mistakes like that today in their opening game.
It almost looks like when the Huskers have had a chance to have possession, just need to settle down. Those passes are coming quick, errant.
Well, take your time, especially after getting big stops. You got 20 seconds to get it over the midline. No need to force it. been on defense a lot. Let's have possession there.
That's Ebers back there for CSU, bouncing around behind the cage. And there's Riley Flores. Flores looking like he wants to crease roll there, but again, pretty good defense by the Huskers. Up front, that shot got off. Must have hit the goalie and then stayed within his crease.
That looked like a really nice doorstop save by Clover.
And look at Clover, going to clear on his own. Well, the problem is you got 3 white jerseys waiting for you. And look at this. Here's an opportunity. Flores trying to scoop it up. It's not there. The Huskers retreat, get back into the play. And now getting into the picture is Malinowski, who's able to get possession. Now we have a whistle stoppage.
That's a really nice job by the Nebraska defense. You got your goalie laid out at about the midline. He's got 50 yards to get back in, and you're able to make the stop.
And again, that was Flores back there. And when we were preparing for the sweet behind the back goal or something crafty from Flores because he had that opportunity. But again, like Sully's saying, and remember, we're talking about a 2-time All-American defenseman here in Patrick Sullivan, applauding the defensive effort, getting back into the play and forcing CSU to reset here in the attack zone. From right in front, Jared McFerrin scores with the right, which is unorthodox, so how about that?
With the right, you gotta love it from Jared. Call him Mini Mac from back in the day.
So Jared McFerrin scores his first of the game at the 5:40 mark here in the first quarter, and it's a 6-0 lead for Colorado State.
We got Riley Flores coming off here. Not sure if he took a check high in the neck area. Looks like he might be holding his shoulder, maybe collarbone area.
As we isolate in on McFerrin, we go to the X for the upcoming face-off. But yes, off camera, Riley Flores, the junior attack for CSU, is now being attended to by the medical staff with Colorado State.
Looks like they got number 24, Ty Boyson, coming in to replace.
So we'll see what Boyson can do. He's off camera to your left. Mulligan's coming off. Coming in to play mid, James Bowers. Gavin Ahern has the ball right now, and he's going to set it back up top as CSU tries to set up. That is Jackson Irick, talented young player for the Rams. 6-0 lead. Some different names out there right now. See what the Rams can do. Well, that one we know, and he scored 2 in a row. Jared McFerrin with another goal for Colorado State.
And a really nice off-ball cut. He sees the back of his defender's helmet, so he knows he's not paying attention to him. Makes a nice cut to the middle, gets the feed, and is able to make the finish there.
So a pair of goals within 56 seconds of each other by Jared McFerrin. Got lazy, used his left that time. Just giving him a hard time. He is a lefty. Just previously scored with the right, which was impressive. Jared McFerrin with another goal. And here's a shot of Riley Flores, who now has his gear off, being attended to by medical staff.
Yeah, you hate to speculate, but looking at that shoulder area, that's a tough place to be hurt for a lacrosse player.
Well, and you coach, I mean, instincts would be this situation, you're going to shut him down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, save him for bigger things ahead. Play it safe with one of your most talented offensive producers for this program.
Absolutely. Up 7-0 here in the first. You definitely don't want to take that risk.
So Colorado State again with possession. Nebraska's had a very hard time moving back the other way, left to right. Very limited opportunities over in the attack area this way. We'll see if they can get something done here. Still have not crossed the restraining line because of that good defense by CSU. Careful, that trail check, almost effective. But we'll credit the work of Max McLaughlin. And now the team's chase, and you see across the way, big 47 Braden Grindstaff unable to get to the ball, so nice hustle across the way by Will Farkas, starting D-man. Some trouble through the middle of the field, and now CSU will advance forward. There's McFerrin. Nothing there. Excellent defense by Dylan Sash, but McFerrin somehow gets the ball, and CSU will reset.
Yeah, and going back to that Nebraska possession real quick, they get their first shot on goal, force the goalie to make a tough save. What happens there, the ball goes up in the air, has a lot of backspin on it. 47 thinks he's going to get it in the air, but it's still part of the shot, so he misses it and then goes out of bound. So it's still a continuation, and then CSU's able to take advantage and get the backup.
And meanwhile, another score for Colorado State as Malinowski comes to get some love from Ty Boyson. And here is the replay from Phil Mildred and his staff. What do you see there, Sully?
Very similar to about 2 or 3 goals we've seen prior. They draw the slide. They don't get the 2 down the backside defensively, which allows that attackman to find that space for nice, easy dunks.
Well, how about the work of Carson Malinowski? The Cali kid, the freshman, has 4 goals here in this first quarter. Under 3 to play here in the first. A good battle midfield. Nebraska awarded possession.
That's the first faceoff win for them. And they had an opportunity to pick up that ground ball. They aren't able to, but they are bailed out by the loose ball push.
Gotta love how Sully keeps stats in his own head. Nobody's writing those down. First faceoff win for Nebraska. And we'll see what the Huskers can do, looking for their first goal of their 23 campaign. Remember, the Huskers playing their first game of the spring 23 season. The Rams 1-0 after beating on the Cowboys from Wyoming. Coos trying to get some work done. Runs into 2 white defenders. Shot released by Grindstaff. That is wide. And a good hustle chase on the part of Grayson Deers.
And that starts with fantastic shorty defense from number 30 for CSU, standing them up.
30 is Tanner Retigliano. I'll handle the Paisan names.
Thank you.
Justin Salvia, who's part of our crew, he concurs. Oh, they send it down low. Look at the ball trading there, and it leads to a goal by a long pole. How about that? Will Farkas?
Love it.
Farkas, a starting D-man, way down there, and he gets a goal for CSU.
When they had 2 poles down there, Will clears the ball, takes it all the way down, and just stays on the crease there, just occupying space. They get some good rotation on the backside, and he finds himself wide open on the crease there.
That's a dangerous score there, Will Farkas. Better watch out for him. He's made a statement here in the 23 season. Farkas, the pole with the goal at the 1:39 mark here in the first quarter, and it's a large lead. Up 9 is CSU and another face-off victory. And again, we have the crowd mics to where you can hear some of the orders being barked up by both benches. A little bit of confusion in personnel by the Huskers, but now they're set up. See what they can do here. Down 9 with the Rams having possession once again. Rams working it around. Boyson had it for an extended time, gets it up to James Bowers, who gets his first goal of this game. 35 on the lock with the isolation shot from our crew. Bowers gets a goal for the Rammies.
And that's a real dangerous slide from the Nebraska defense. You got the ball being pushed from X. They go with the adjacent slide, which allows James Bowers to kind of get to some open space there, and then gets a wide open shot from about 10 to 12.
So we're under a minute to play. James Bowers gets a goal for Colorado State, his first of the game. And now the Rams have a sizable lead, up double digits.
CSU goes a little bit early there, gives Nebraska their second face-off win today.
Nice work. Max McLaughlin going to bounce around. Jordan Cutter is marking him. And that ball travels all the way through and gets to midfield. Possession for CSU after the turnover.
Yeah, a little bit of a force there from Nebraska. You'd like to see them hold that a little bit longer with about 40 seconds left, not giving CSU another opportunity here.
Yeah, instinct would be, and I don't coach, is in this situation, you know what you are. Eat your shot clock. Use it all.
Yeah, you're down, especially with 40 seconds left. You know you have the rest of the clock. You want to take that to about 10 to 15 before you get that dodge going.
And you want minimal opportunities for that guy to get possession of the ball. That guy would be Carson Malinowski, and he scores again. That's 5 in the first quarter for Malinowski, the freshman.
And you got to love that as a coach. I believe all 5 goals are within 5 yards there.
Look at Malinowski, 99. There you go. Get yourself some love. Says hi to Cam 1. Drew Duff obliges. The sweet shot. Again, Malinowski with 5 goals here in the first. Got 10 ticks left here in the first quarter. And then we'll see if the Huskers can get another face-off win. Not going to happen. That's excellent work on the part of JT Springsteen. Look at Springsteen advancing through. Oh, he wanted to take the shot. He did. But good reaction defensively by Alexander Marcus. So Alex makes a stop, and that will conclude the first quarter of play. 11 on the board, 5 by Malinowski. CSU, as we look at 99 right there, there's Malinowski. Rams are in a good spot right now here in their second game of the season. We'll come back in moments after the first quarter of the play. And you enjoy that beauty shot from our crew here with Stream It Sports. Now Phil Mildred and his crew showing off again. They give you the beauty shot as we end the first quarter. We come back and you get that sweet shot to the east of us. That is the outside, the west side of the beautiful Canvas Stadium here on campus here in Fort Collins, Colorado. 11-0 lead for CSU. 5 goals by Carson Malinowski. And remember, we thank you so much for joining us and supporting Colorado State men's lacrosse and these productions by Stream It Sports. If you want your brand to be a part of it, support the efforts, have some presence on these productions, just connect with me or Phil, and there's 8,000 ways to do that via social channels or emails. So we start off the second quarter here. Flip sides, the Rams, who have possession of the ball, wearing white, will now be attacking to the right of your screens. Marty Cesari along with two-time All-American Patrick Sullivan. Rams in a good spot. We had expectations it might go like this. I'm not sure I expected 11 goals in the first quarter, but Rams looking pretty sharp. What else have you seen and observed, Sully?
Well, the Rams are hot. After, kind of a lull there to start the first 2 or 3 minutes, they get that very opportunistic man-down stop and then score shorthanded, and that kind of really fueled the fire here for them.
You see a shot coming from up top, Kate Ebers, who has a goal in this game. Good for you for going back to nice recall. Maybe the stimulus was that Jordan Cutter man-down goal that really started what the Rams were doing here and scoring 11 in that first.
Yeah, Nebraska really came out with some respectable play that first 2 to 3 minutes, and they've just found themselves in a tough spot, being on defense a lot.
Well, now you see Matthew Dowden joining in the scorebook, 38 with the low riser, and it goes through. That was a pretty goal by Dowden.
Absolutely. Low to high, stick side there. That's a tough one for the goalie to give up.
13:53 mark in the second quarter. First goal of the game for Matthew Dowden. And now the Rams are up 12 in this lacrosse game. So Dowden now has a 4th goal in this season. Nebraska transitioning pretty quickly. Looks like they got a shot off. But then it was a nice save on the part of Charlie Bebo.
Well, I want to give credit to the point defender there. The Nebraska player coming down, the faceoff guy, makes a really nice play, gets the ball across to the point man on offense. Looks like they were looking for 47 down low. And the good poke check makes the ball go to the goalie, so kind of looked like a shot, but was very weak.
That was a subtle effort by one of the D-men for CSU. I didn't catch the number, but that definitely affected what Nebraska was trying to get set up there. Meanwhile, back the other way, right side of your screen, there's Colorado State resetting in the attack area, and they're going to work it around. Bouncing around is Irick. Center Cutter's there. Shots off, it gets pipe, and look at it bounce. I don't know if he could do that again. That hit the exact corner of that cage.
Yeah, the backside cuts have been open for CSU so far early on here.
Irick thought about it. Good defense in front of him. And there is a goal scored from the near side here. Did that come off of Ty Boyson?
Ty Boyson,
okay.
Yeah.
It was indeed 24 Ty Boyson who centered up there on your picture. And we get the replay. Proof is on film right here. Waiting for Boyson to come in the picture from the left. And there he is.
Yeah, he comes off. He's standing on the crease like the ball was going to go behind the X, but his defender falls asleep there, and he's able to make a nice little pop for some space for the open shot.
Oh, good for Ty Boyson, the sophomore, scoring his first goal of this contest. Going to have to start keeping track of how many different goal scorers there are for CSU in this game. There's going to be many. Nice hustle, getting to the ball. Alex Marcus. Marcus is one of the student leaders for the program for Nebraska. He was very helpful with us this week.
And a great ride there from our guy Carson Malinowski, getting the ball back for CSU.
And there's Malinowski right there. Max Woodell is chasing him around. Oh, nice feed. And a better stop by Christian Clover.
That's a great kick save there, and a beaut.
So the freshman out of Princeton, New Jersey, able to make that stop there, and here he comes, Clover, kind of creeping up there. Long throw, okay.
CSU coming out in the 10-man there, and really nice by Nebraska to find the open attackman.
Ooh, and they got a shot off. Max McLaughlin sending it towards the net. Nebraska's going to keep it. See what Coos can do here. 21 with the the do-rag hanging out the back of his helmet. And now there's a man down for Colorado State.
Yeah.
Okay, so we already have Flores out, and now we have one more down. Or did he get right back up?
No, he's up.
Okay, good.
And he walked into a brick wall there. You got 47, who's a big boy, setting the pick. He's not stationary there, gets extended a little bit, and that's what put him down and caused the turnover there.
We're going to have to share that highlight because that's Braden Grindstaff. He's listed 270. I wanted to know, is that for real? It's for real.
It's for real.
And CSU just found out.
Yeah, whoever that was definitely found out.
And he is the top returning goal scorer for Nebraska, so he's got skills. Meanwhile, CSU clearing, and look at the long pole. Moving all the way down the field, Will Scott looking crafty. Light on his feet.
Will Scott, a local Fort Collins product.
So Scott is out of Fossil Ridge. He's a former SaberCat. Played for the PSD Stars, or back then it was still branded as Rocky?
Rocky Mountain Lobos.
Okay, gotcha. I wonder why you know about that. Patrick Sullivan is on staff for the Poudre School District team who went to the semifinals last year in Class 4A.
5A.
Class 5A, right.
Yeah, ended up losing to eventual champion there, Arapahoe High School.
That's fun stuff where the local kids get to go down to Barton Stadium. Sully was down there in the rain. Well, good for Will Scott. We got to highlight him, local kid. How fun is that for him? He gets to wear the Rams horns on this campus where he's lived all his life. Good defense there. Max McLaughlin with the caused turnover, and here come the Huskers. That looked like a dangerous pass, but look, it almost leads to a shot right there at the doorstep. Crossing through is Coos, Cade Keenan, but he can't get the shot off. Better defense, right?
Well, I think what happened there is the defender picked it off, and then he did it right in front of the goal, so he stepped in the crease, so that would be in and out, which gives it back to Nebraska.
Okay, which is Sully's right on the spot, because look, that's why you see Nebraska resetting in the attack area. Nice eyes. Oh, and look at that anticipation on the part of Charlie Bebo. Chucky doing work.
Yeah, you could tell 36 is tired there from Nebraska and just not able to complete that pass.
Yeah, there's definitely a visual difference in terms of where the programs are at. We're looking to our left at the field level. The Huskers have 5 subs in total, and the Rams have much more.
And that's especially tough in the shot clock era with the up and down a lot more.
A great point, too. We're 6 minutes into the second quarter. See the score bug. That is correct. 13-0 lead for the Rams over the Huskers here on a Saturday afternoon in Fort Collins, Colorado. Love having you here. Love having the opportunity to showcase these two programs and the sport itself.
Really nice takeaway check from Brandon Montoya there. Another local Colorado guy from Air Academy down south.
Cadets have a good program. In 4A, they did make the semifinals, actually the championship game, eventually losing to Cheyenne Mountain.
And all Colorado Springs championship there.
Yeah, which is good. Again, lacrosse doing well, spreading around the entire state, not necessarily just the Denver metro area. Nick Bruni bouncing around, and he yields and sent it back up top, reset with Logan Barnes. There's Dowden. He has a goal recently. He takes that shot. Is that a save or did that hit pipe?
It looks like it hit the crossbar there.
Okay. Dowden scored with about a minute into the second quarter here. We've just had 2 goals here in the second as things have settled down a little bit. Dowden and Boyson for CSU. And the Rams in white have possession right now. That is a large dude operating in Logan Barnes, who's listed 6'5". But a nice save by Clover once again. The Huskers have a pretty good goaltender there.
Yeah, and it was a good dodge, but he didn't really have much angle, so I give a lot of props to the defender there, keeping that a low-angle shot for his goalie to make a save.
Well, here comes Max McLaughlin, called his name out. young team. Sully described that earlier on. The Huskers, thinner in personnel compared to CSU, but young, so they're growing their program. And it is their first game of the 23 season. Here comes CSU, transitioning quickly. Barnes takes the shot, and it is wide.
You got to give a lot of props and respect to this Huskers program. Coming in, first 2 games of the year, coming to Colorado, facing the Blue Bloods of CSU and CU. That's a tough task out the gate.
Yeah, and that's a good note, too, is not only do they face the Rams, but now they got to go to Boulder tomorrow and take on the Buffaloes with head coach Guy Sarasoli. That's a rough schedule to start your season off.
Especially when you got 5 guys on the bench. They're going to be tired.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are not partying tonight. You're going right to bed after recovery.
Well, the good thing for them is this is an early game.
Yep.
So they will have a couple extra hours as opposed to having a late afternoon or evening game.
They'll have time to stuff their bellies with a burger or something.
Plenty of good spots in Fort Collins.
I'm thinking of one. Where's your boys at from Pizza Vino? Why don't you start texting them?
They're prepping, prepping for the day.
Gotcha. 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. Colorado State in a comfortable spot, up 13. Look at that decent defense by McLaughlin. The middy's playing a lot of D. And that's low D by Max all the way down there.
Well, and 17 did a nice job there from Nebraska, so they've learned from some of their earlier mistakes on that backside cut.
That's Weston Schwartz that Sully's applauding, the sophomore out of Atlanta. 17 was in your picture right there. And then coming up to defend is Dylan Sash, the sophomore from Omaha. A lot of kids from Omaha on this team.
Yeah, Nebraska not your typical hotbed of lacrosse, but you're seeing some more names on some better rosters in the college game coming from there.
Well, Clover's finding a D-man, and now the Huskers will try to clear. Here's that settled approach that we were kind of calling for. Take your time. And then it's a turnover, and here comes the Rams quickly. Ebers shoots, goes for the bouncer, and that is wide.
Yeah, it looks like CSU is going with the 10-man there. So there's not a lot of options open unless you're beating a guy. Got to beat a man to open it up.
Which did not happen in that case.
No.
They tried to send it to midfield, and it was taken away by Ebers. And look at the Rams going to keep it. There's McFerrin. Sends it through, hits the goalie in the numbers. So another stop for Clover. So we continue to applaud that freshman goalie for the Huskers.
Yep, great save, good positioning. Yeah. McFerrin with a really deceptive shot off his defender's hip.
And you might react going, well, CSU's got 13 goals. That kid's seen a lot of shots today. He has made some nice stops.
Yeah, we're probably pushing 30-plus here in the first half, which is probably what you hope a total would be at the end of the game.
Right. About 4.5 left. Rams lead, and they have the ball. Here's Ebers. Rolls around and gets the goal. Cade Ebers scores for Colorado State.
That's a tough task for a shorty defender, having to defend a guy like that behind the goal on an invert dodge like that. Didn't have a slide coming, so he's put on an island. Makes it tough.
Third goal of the second quarter. Second of the game for Cade Ebers, who's looking real strong. The sophomore out of La Costa Canyon, went to high school there at Encinitas, Cali. These are opportunities for the CSU program to allow some different guys to showcase what they got.
Absolutely.
You're definitely going to get touches in this game.
You will today, and it's a good time to build that confidence moving forward.
Well, the Rams have been strong here, and they are once again. Face-off work is outstanding by Michael Reed. The Rams showing depth on the face-off X.
I think that's about 3-4 different guys we've seen there
so
far.
Yeah, I hadn't called Reed out yet, and he looked really good. And then head coach Ryan McDonald talks about how they have magnificent depth in the goalie position. We'll probably see 4 of them here in the 23 season because they're good, and there might be opportunities on the schedule to do that.
Yeah, I know Coach McDonald's feeling pretty confident in this 23 team. They bring back a lot of starters from last year, and then they bring in a nice freshman class to start building that support.
Rams looking good. You know, you said Blue Bloods. CSU's one of them here in the MCLA. There's one of those starters returning. Jared McFerrin takes the shot. Clover, sweep save, and it goes wide. McFerrin attempting to get a hat trick. He's got 2 in the game. Under 3 to play here, second quarter in Fort Collins. Big boy coming through and bounces it just in front of the crease. A score for James Bowers. Look at 35 there, 6'2", 200, another local guy out of Smoky Hill. So A-Town is in the hizzle and has just scored for the Rams.
Smoky Hill area representing. Got to give James some love here. He played at CSU a couple years ago, was a strong D-midi. Not sure what happened, but he left the program for a little bit, came back, so it's good to see him getting some offensive reps and being strong there.
James Bowers scores his 2nd of the day at the 2:43 mark, second quarter. And the Rams now have 15 on the board. And again, the face-off win leads to a Rams possession in the attack area. There's Nick Bruni. Oh, nice deflection there on some good defense on the part of Nicholas Matillier.
Yeah, tough to tell what happened there. I'm not sure if that was a shot and he got the lift and they got the backup, or it was a bit of a force. But Bruni, a former face-off guy, now getting some mid reps.
Yeah, because that's twice we've called him out where he's primary attacker in that situation. Looking for his first goal.
Yeah, it looks like he's part of that third line midfield for the Rams.
Under 2 to play here as the ball comes out of bounds on the near side. There you go, a little scoop. Huskers got bags. Coos restarting the possession. And there is Max McLaughlin. Freshman midi trying to work it around. Nebraska looking for their first goal. It's not going to happen there. I believe that was a modest save, right?
I believe the shot was deflected by the defender. But, I mean, as an offensive coach, you got to be a little bit frustrated. I know you're down big here. Got about a minute and a half left. You'd like to soak up a little bit more possession and not waste that shot off the first dodge.
Excellent trail check by Weston Schwartz, and now the Huskers moving down the field again. Ty Ashbrook across the way. He's being marked by Nick Bruni, who's back out there. And let's see what Braden Grindstaff can do. Here comes 270. And he tried to get a center cutter, didn't he?
Well, and he's calling for the ISO there, and he is a big boy, so he's drawing a lot of attention, which drew a slide or two, and Nebraska had a guy there, but not able to complete the pass.
Huskers keep it, though, with 30 seconds left here in the first half of play. It would be nice mental momentum for Nebraska if they can put one through here in the final minutes. And they send the shot, and it's saved effectively by Chucky. Bebo with the save. Oh, and a problem clearing. 5 seconds left to get a shot off. Clock awareness, everybody yelling, send it. And it's saved by Bebo again to finish off the half. So a little bit of momentum there. No goals scored for Nebraska, but at least they're making some things happen and had a lengthy possession, probably the longest possession of the first half of play, but it's been a whole lot of these guys. Colorado State up huge as we take a break in the halftime intermission here in Fort Collins.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
It does, but if you notice,
it's up to you. What you're ready for. They're not going to try to time you anymore. What do we have? Starters. Oh, impact players.
Keeps that face off a little bit more honest because
okay, here we're
versus
impact
thinking
players
about
we're
like
focusing on. Nobody remembers
they
that.
have a clamp it, I'm going to do this.
So Sully, how have those guys performed?
Guys thinking,
One of them is shut down.
If the defense thinks that, well, I have a chance at it because we can't time the whistle.
I don't know if they're talking to
the offense goes, well, I
Justin,
have to think about, I have to wait for the whistle because he's not doing the same cadence every time. Then it slows both of them down from doing that next whatever. Like they don't know what the outcome is automatically going to be.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to go.
That's one thing I wish they did in college. Like if you got to like 15, it should be.
Yeah.
Because they do it in, I think they do it in high school.
They do. They have it. I forget the number. I think it's
the Masons.
I think you're right. It's not like a 10 or a 15.
If I remember right, once you hit 12, it's running. They're still going to win. I think I'll go call it.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard you the entire game. Just so Cool. So that's why you're looking at me. As I was talking to you. Okay, so I'm talking to you now.
50-50, I'm not really seeing it.
I can't hear you.
Pretty
You can't hear me. You just hear me like
I just
All the some kind of illegal.
Well, but
if they
Hard, but legal.
I've been hearing you in one.
I think I definitely heard you.
Nothing in the crease. I don't see anyone taking a bad path.
So you hear me now, right?
Couple of violations where I had a white bull, so.
Yes, but they were obvious. Not like not
He even knows it.
safety.
He goes like this.
And move the crease back.
Okay, so you have. So what I'm asking you is, before we get started,
I just kept my mouth shut.
He got his back. Yeah, he got his back. Crease violation comes to play. So still play whistle for that.
Yeah.
But then I would, if I needed to,
If I needed to explain
then I would come up and top. Try to get there.
Okay, yeah, just cue me ahead of time. Hey, Marty, I'm bringing up info. And then we'll just recap it. And I forget what else he made. Did he make schedules at all? Starting out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can go through all that. These are impacts. Yeah, we'll do them and you can just say. I don't know if that's 100%. That's why I did.
Okay.
So my thought for that was kind of like, because not many of you joined us
Jacket's on? You good?
into the game. Let's go ahead and look at how this game started. It's almost like we're doing a replay recap.
Right.
Instead, we're actually doing the visuals recap.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show
So
it.
it's like, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how this game started. You know, right off the bat, most of you guys probably joined us into this, so let's go ahead and give some recognition to the starters in this game. Because we don't
Just
need
make
to say
sure.
we're probably
Right. Make sure he tells me which ones are coming. And if he just says, do you know you're over already? He can just tell me. Because we're in a 15-minute.
But it's going to be weird because we're used to hearing it.
I would say
So at first I was like, put my story on it, which
Hey, Ma! Hey, Ma!
understood.
I love you, Ma!
So just do it. So anytime you want, just call out. They're about to start. Yeah.
Pointing at the face off right now. Look where the camera's pointing at, and if you move it, don't. There you go. One. Go ahead. Nick, one. Hey, Cutter. Paul.
All right, good to have you back. 2:03 Mountain Time here. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of men's collegiate lacrosse between Colorado State and Nebraska. It's a comfy lead for the Rams wearing the white. They scored 15 goals in the first 2 quarters of play as we just get started. Good battle here on the near side right in front of us. And it'll be Nebraska awarded possession of the ball here as they try to pop out and mix up their midi lines.
Yeah, we got Dylan Huff grabbing his hammy coming off there. I'm not sure if it was that or maybe some turf burn up high there. But hopefully he's going to be all right.
Yeah, definitely in this situation, as was the case in the blowout win over Wyoming, is you want to definitely make sure your leaders don't come out of this injured.
Absolutely. We talk about always staying focused. No matter who's in there, you want the same brand of lacrosse.
And Coach Sully probably mirroring what Ryan McDonald would be saying. How about that opportunity there? And then a flag thrown after everybody reacts to what you just saw there right in front of the goal crease.
Oh, my gosh. That was almost one of the craziest goals I've ever seen. I think Clover thought they were still in the 10-man, so he sends it downfield. Nebraska is able to pick it up. Guy lays on his back, throws over his head, almost with an incredible goal.
Cade Keenan. We want him to try that again just for the entertainment value. Coos trying to score from his backside, laying on the ground.
Now, the only time I've seen something like that happen was actually reverse rolls. Sean Smith, Ram legend from back in the day, deked the goalie so hard, goalie falls on his back, and from his back puts his stick up and makes a miraculous save.
Meanwhile, Davis Wheeler trying to send one down. There's a different goaltender in for Colorado State. It's big boy Davis Wheeler. Here comes the Rams trying to score there. McFerrin gets one off, and it's a nice stop by Clover. So a lot of action as we've just started up the third quarter of play. We're about a minute and a half in to the third quarter. It's a large lead for CSU, but everybody's actively engaged. You will see plenty of reserves for Colorado State. Nebraska, a little thinner in personnel, but they are definitely showing a lot of great effort out there. And they have the ball. Visual reset quickly. Red jerseys, white shorts, white lids. That's the Huskers. They send one, and it's saved by Davis Wheeler. And look at that for the quick clear. Here comes Lucas Jones. Malinowski up front.
Clover with another beautiful save.
Clover's strong. We've been impressed. And he has seen a lot of shots.
Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of those good saves followed up by some unfortunate outlet passes.
Now, in that case, Sully, and you know better than I do, it didn't look like it got a lot of help. I mean, nobody making cuts to get open.
No, I think they're a little bit confused right now. CSU is running the 10-man in the first half. Haven't seen them get into it yet. Hopefully they recognize that and can capitalize on an easier clear.
If you had to bar stool me and tell me what a 10-man is, what's that look?
So 10-man. Goalie's coming out. He's coming on an attackman. Ideally, you'd like to have one of your stronger LSM or your close defenders come up so you have 2 poles in the midfield creating chaos, creating traps, forcing them into some turnovers there.
Well, look at that chaos, creating opportunities for CSU to score, and another goal on the board. And look who. It's 99 once again. Carson Malinowski. While they celebrate, and the Rams are up 16. Let's go ahead and review some of the housekeeping, and starting with the starting lineup of Nebraska. You see big guy, the 270-pounder Grindstaff. Keenan's played well, just got that shot off. Max Woodell is an outstanding defenseman. And then if we look at the starters for Colorado State, I believe those will be coming up momentarily as, again, there's Malinowski cradling the ball with his 6 goals in the game. And yes, the score is correct. It's a 16-0 lead. I was going to get your reaction, Sully, on all those Nebraska guys. Who's most impressed you?
I was going to say Woodell. I mean, I know it's tough being down 16 goals, but he's had a pretty nice individual performance for them.
Woodell is back there playing defense. He's 28. And quickly, let's look at the starting lineup for Colorado State. Look at all those heavy hitters, and you were talking about how many key players have returned. McFerrin, Flores, Chastain, Ebers, Niss on the back end with Farkas and McDonald. And that's a lot of money players who have come back for another season with the Rams.
Yeah, you got to be feeling good, especially as a defensive coach. Bring back your entire unit of defense and offensively bringing back multiple top 5 scorers from last season.
And then it's real nice when you can add Malinowski as a starting attacker, and he scores 6 goals in this game. Rams operating with the ball. McFerrin sends it to X, and they're going to cycle it around and back up top. There's Malinowski. Good defense up top.
Dylan Sash there.
Okay, Sash, nice work there. Gavin Ahern on the far side. Nothing there. No cause turnover. And then eventually a goal released. We'll have to look at the replay. Was that 20, Jackson Irick? Oh, it was 3, Gavin Ahern. And while the Rams celebrate that goal score, let's look at the impact players. We'll review who we were targeting at the start of the game. There's Flores, Chastain, and Ness. I mean, we have to mention what happened to Flores, right? I mean, he's been shut down.
Yeah, sadly went out early with an injury after he had 2 assists to start the game. So hopefully just going to get some rest for the rest of the day and be back next week.
And how about Nick Chastain? He has not scored in this game.
Actually, I did check the book. He does have 2 assists.
Okay, good.
Although he has really not made his impact felt early on here, which as a coach you got to love. You got your top guys. They're not putting up points, but you got other guys stepping up and putting up some big numbers today.
Yeah, I don't bring it up to discredit Chastain. I think this is a good thing like you're describing. You haven't had those contributions, just 2 points via assist from Chastain, yet they're still doing this consistently, including another goal from Matthew Dowden. Wow.
Yeah, just a nice, simple righty dodge down the alley there. Nebraska doesn't slide, and he's able to walk right up to about 3 yards and get the shot off.
And let's look at the impact players for Nebraska. Grindstaff, the big boy, the 270-pound attackman, and there's your guy, Max Woodell. Hey, funny, Sully likes a defender. What is it about Woodell that you like?
He's just under control, very physical, leader of the defense. Looks like he's got a lot of young guys around him, so he's a bit of a player coach out there herding these young guys.
There's good parts for the Huskers. It doesn't look that way on the scorebug. But we've seen some good players, some good moments for them. And again, Nebraska's just starting their season. Well, following up the Matthew Dowden goal, his second of the game.
And we do have a flag down, what looked to be from a slash, so CSU's going to get their second man-up opportunity of the day.
Well, here we go. Now the delayed penalty will come into effect, right? And CSU, with this large advantage, will send out Nick Chastain, who's going to come into your picture, 17 on the right. See if he pops in. Not quite yet, but it'll be man up for Colorado State for 60 seconds. There's Cade Ebers, number 1, centered in your screen. And Nebraska packs it in as they try to defend man down.
And if you're Coach Mack, you'd like to see a much better output from this. First possession, they didn't get the backup and created the turnover.
Release by Dowden is far and wide.
Nice little 2-man game there between him and Malinowski.
Like the look of both Woodell and Clover. Both have played well, regardless of what you see on the score. And a shot from Malinowski, another flag.
I was screened a little by the bench there. Looks like it's going to be a slash. Our boy Woodell coming over.
So Woodell's in good spirits. He's kind of hopping over. I mean, what are you going to do, right? He's smiling. We're looking at him off camera, and now we isolate in on Nick Chastain. Maybe Nick can get a goal.
Yeah, you like to see the guys still in good spirits with a tough score up there on the board.
Right there on the doorstep is a release from Ty Boyson. So Boyson scores again. That is his second of the day. Ty Boyson, man up. And CSU is approaching that 20 mark in goal scoring for the day.
They did a good job taking advantage of that low defender there. Nebraska doesn't look like they were rotating on the backside, so they get that two-man game and are able to take advantage of that opportunity.
I believe that's the second goal scored in special team situations for Colorado State. Remember, the first one was Jordan Cutter. That was man down for CSU. Look at this, a pass from his seated position from Malinowski. The guys have to joke, oh, you got to finish that. If I get that assist to you off my butt.
Yeah, he'll be having a
right.
a little chat with Logan Barnes there after the game.
Right. I mean, Malinowski knows Phil and his crew are, shooting this. Trujillo over there is waiting on his highlight cam. Hope you appreciate the work of our guys. Got the next level production crew in here. Phil Mildren, Justin Salvia, Drew Duff, Mike Trujillo, Tom Waymer. Tom Maynard does NFL games and Mountain West games. The rest of these ruffians do a lot of college level events. And then there's us ruffians just kind of riding along, right? Tagging along on these things.
Enjoying the ride.
Of course, you have a couple of national championships, don't you?
It's Clover again with a nice save.
Yeah, Clover makes the save.
I think he's pushing 15 or 20 right now.
Yeah, we'll have to get the stat on Clover. Been impressed with him. And Woodell on the backside, despite what you see on the score. We are halfway through this third quarter here. Rams in complete command. Here comes Gavin Ahern. There's Malinowski.
Yeah, sadly, when Nebraska's getting their stops, they just can't seem to get it down to the offense without an unforced turnover.
Malinowski's doing a lot more ball handling. Early on, it was just him coming up in front of the crease, right, and scoring. Now he seems like he's directing the offense more. Meanwhile, that's Jackson Irick up top.
A great trail check there from the shorty, number 7. Fast break coming.
McLaughlin forces the turnover. Here come the Huskers, and they can't send it down low to Grindstaff. Grindstaff gets it and scores.
No goal.
It is waved off.
Interference I'm seeing from the far ref there. I didn't see it.
They waved off the goal, and here comes CSU quickly. Malinowski can't get it through Clover, but the Rams are going to keep it. Well, that was a good moment for Nebraska, but the goal by Grindstaff waved off.
That's a fantastic lacrosse name, Grindstaff.
It is good, right?
And the fact that he is a beast out there, love it.
Big boy from Kansas City. What we can do for Grindstaff is we can mute our audio and just give them the highlight because nobody knows that it got waved off. Well, look at Nebraska causing a turnover. Scooping it up was Chris Vesveri. But he's having a problem. Huskers can't clear again.
No, it's a good hard ride from McFerrin there, getting the ball back for the Rams.
So that'd be recorded cause turnover for McFerrin, right?
Absolutely.
Good work for Jared.
And you love that. You love a hard ride from attackman.
What a strong shot coming off the stick of Jackson Irick.
Really good deception, too. He gets his hands high, gets his head back. Goalie doesn't see the high release, and the ball's in the back of the net.
That's a freshman out of Bainbridge Island, Washington. Head coach Ryan McDonald really likes him.
Shout out Dylan Preble and Queasy, some old-time Rams from Bainbridge.
Oh, really? I wonder if that's part of the decision-making for Irick to come here.
Well, I know our good friend Dylan Preble's still coaching in the Seattle area.
Yeah, I would imagine alums of the program have something to do with recruiting. It would be smart.
I know a lot of former alums are current coaches.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple recently. Pat Shanley, Robbie McClure. I mean, all you guys are dialed in. And it's kind of impressive, actually, for me that you guys are so aware of what your program's still doing, even a couple years past your prime, right?
Well, it's nice. The seeds are spread around the U.S. for sure. Getting back here, Woodell with a really nice physical hit. Unfortunately, Nebraska not able to get possession.
About 4 minutes left, third quarter. Rams up big. And they continued to have possession of the ball. And right up front there is Malinowski. Did he get it in?
No, but Nebraska with the backup.
So Nebraska will try to clear again. See if they take their time. Weston Schwartz going to bring it up. There's Schwartz. And careful. Yep. Evan Shanks was hawking that ball. And Shanks is going to get a shot off and score. Evan Shanks scores his first, and his fellow Rammies like it a lot.
They're going bonkers on the sideline right now. Freshman out of Jefferson Academy.
So a Broomfield kid.
Yep, and we got Corey Hughes on staff now, old Ram who I played 4 years with. He was the previous head coach at Jefferson Academy and is his first year coaching the Rams, so I'm sure that was a big influence in coming up north.
A good piece of work by Shanks. The highlights will show Shanks bird dogging that pass, anticipated it, and there's Shanks on the face-off battling away. Showing physicality, but Shanks, I think if head coach Jay Norvell for the football squad might get a read on him. I don't know if Henry Blackburn and Jack Howell need any help in the defensive backfield, but Shanks looks pretty strong.
Yeah, he's got some tree trunks for legs out there.
He's a monster. Shanks is still up top there. He's 26, centered in your screen right now.
Yeah, he was at the face there, loses the draw and then gets a loose ball push, which allows Nebraska to retain possession there.
I think it's appropriate, too, that Shanks wears black high tops.
Very fitting.
Yeah. Well, here's Nebraska setting up a possession in the attack area. We'll see what they can do. Wow, that's really good defense by Christian Navarez. I love the decisiveness of Wheeler in goal. He doesn't waste any time.
That's a great ground ball coming out of his crease there.
And here come the Rams. Now that's blocked by a defender. And a flag drops right in front of us. And you'll see the referee spin around and tell us what's up.
Red foul, number 3, offsides, 30 seconds. Red 3, 30 seconds, offsides.
No denying that one. You cross the line, it's offsides no matter which way you slice it.
So now that'll be a 30-second penalty against the Huskers.
Yeah, not ideal at this stage in the game going man down.
Yeah. And they're so thin in personnel.
But in good spirits.
Yeah, they're fun. I like their personality. A lot of characters on that squad.
Yeah, they're playing hard. Definitely respect these guys.
Yeah, that's fair. No quit. They haven't lost their heads in terms of composure. They know what it is.
And this is a team that's committed to the game. I'm looking at their schedule. Every game they have this year is on the road. No home games. That's tough.
Isn't that amazing? Right up front, there is a score, and that is number 14. Nick Bruni gets himself a goal in this lacrosse game.
And good vision up there from Matthew Dowden running the point to find Bruni down low.
So Bruni scores at the 2:06 mark here in the third quarter. We understand we are in this moment where if you're still watching with us, you probably are directly connected to some of these reserves. So you get a moment like Nick Bruni scoring. Hello to the Bruni family. Cool moment for you.
And it's got to feel good for him, a guy who's been around the program for many years, was injured early in his career, so it's good to see him bouncing back and with some high-level play here.
Good stories. Well, here are the Huskers.
We got
Grindstaff trying to make the turn, and it was good defense. Someone got a stick on his release, and it didn't come through. Yeah, I didn't catch the number. That was good defense. So the Huskers continue to look for their first goal of this game.
Yeah, Grindstaff's a guy you definitely got to slide to. He's a big boy. That's tough to stop one-on-one.
Well, we'll see what the Huskers can do here. Again, McLaughlin. I've been calling that freshman's name out, and they try to send the long toss. Well, it trickles through, so that does allow the Huskers to set up. We'll see what Coos can do. He's going to battle through, and he does get a shot up, but it's wide to the stick side of the goalie, Davis Wheeler.
That's a really nice dodge getting to the middle of the field there.
Huskers trying to send one over the top.
Yeah, Grindstaff with a bit of a force. Pretty lucky to get the back up there.
We're looking for the Grindstaff goal-scoring highlight.
Got Will Scott with the cost turnover there.
How about that, Will Scott? The Fort Collins kid making another play, 55. Showing well here in this game 2 of the 23 season for the Colorado State Rams. Matthew Dowden to Bruni. They switch. Now the Rammies will work it around. There's Malinowski, has 6 goals in this game. Well, some good defense there. That was Matillier who knocked the ball down. And that'll finish up our third quarter of play. You see the score, that's accurate. 22 on the board for the Colorado State Rams. We have one more quarter to come here in moments.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
There we are, checking our surroundings. Campus kids live in that place. That's a brand new facility here in this great area, Canvas Stadium. We are looking to the south, and now we're pulling out. You can see Nebraska's lacrosse program all huddled up. We have one more quarter to go. And then we go to the other bench, and, well, there's the man right there. Ryan McDonald, head coach for Colorado State. I mean, there's 800 ways to describe why he's really good for this program. What are a couple you might mention, Sully?
I'd say his commitment, his passion. He's got a lot of belief in his guys. Players love playing for him. I think he's a great fit, and I think they're destined for a really nice season this year.
And like you, Coach Mack looks like he could still go if you asked him to. Ryan's still in shape, and he could probably get out there, get it done. Well, he's got a smile on his face because the Rams have performed well. They're up really big in this game. You know, it fits the expectations. I'm not sure 22 is what you expected, but you expected a comfortable win, and they are progressing towards the middle of their schedule and want to have, good moments to build that momentum on what they think they can accomplish this year.
Well, I think he's got to be happy with the focus of this team.
Okay.
You're up big. Sometimes, the starters come out and you get a little lackadaisical. So it's good to see that everyone's engaged here and supporting the younger guys who are getting their opportunities.
And it'll get different real quick because then they go to Virginia Tech and Liberty. So some tougher competition on the way.
Yeah, that's a night and day change, facing some grinders in their homes on the East Coast there.
Next game in Blacksburg, February 25th for Colorado State. They'll be at Virginia Tech.
And that's a tough place to travel to because you got to fly into either Richmond or Charlotte and then either bus or drive 3 to 4 hours to campus. That's not an easy trip to make.
There's a ground ball scooped up by the long pole, Dylan Sash. We've called his name out a few times, the sophomore from Omaha. Here comes Max McLaughlin. McLaughlin sends it, and a nice save there. 2 shots off, and they got to goal, but excellent saves by Aiden Kavanaugh. So we have our third goalie of the game for the Rams, Aiden Kavanaugh in net for CSU now.
And that was a really nice fast break from Nebraska. I think they settled a little bit with that outside shot, high to high. Goalies love to see that for the first save of the game.
That's an interesting note where that worked to the advantage of Kavanaugh just checking in, able to get a long look from a shot from way up high.
Yeah, first one was great, but that second one was very challenging and very quick.
And meanwhile, Logan Barnes puts it in net, trying to get a read. Is that going to hold up? Yes, it will. So Logan Barnes gets another goal for his CSU Rams at the 13:28 mark here in the fourth quarter.
Another local guy out of the Castle Rock area down south of Denver, out of Castle View High School.
A lot of local flavor here on this Colorado State squad. And I will correct myself, that is Barnes' first goal of the game.
Nice ground ball there from Shanks off the face-off.
Shanks hits the goalie right in the belly. So an easy save for Clover. Shanks is fun.
The guys love him.
Yeah, oh, do they? Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging on Shanks.
Me too. Every time he's on the field, the boys are buzzing on the sidelines.
Okay, yeah, he's very popular. Well, the Rams have possession here. A couple minutes into the fourth and final quarter of this game on a Saturday afternoon in Fort Collins. CSU will finish up and improve to 2-0 on the spring 23 season. Malinowski up front, look at that. Just drops and fakes high, comes low, scores the 7th of the game. Carson Malinowski.
That's got to feel good in your second collegiate game ever.
Full plate of pierogi for Malinowski. My Polish reference, I get to do that. Married to a Polish lady. And I like to say Malinowski. And I've said it so many times. He's got 7 goals.
Fits with pierogi.
Yeah. .1232. Carson Malinowski, the freshman from Carlsbad, California, scores number 7 for him. All right, here come the Huskers. McLaughlin's up top.
Nice ground ball there off the faceoff from number 8 from Nebraska.
That's Matillier again. Nick Matillier, a freshman out of Omaha. The Cornhuskers looking for their first goal of the game. McLaughlin from way up high again. And easy sight lines. And the save by the freshman goalie, Aiden Kavanaugh.
You just can't have those when you're trying to find your first one of the day. Those 15 to 18 high to highs, they're not going to go very often.
And still early in the shot clock, too. You had time to try to work deeper.
Yeah, you'd like to see him break down the defense a little bit, get a nice dodge, draw a slide, move the ball.
Well, here come the Rammies. In control again. And it's the Rams who are taking their time as you watch them operate.
Yeah, I expect them to be very meticulous with these possessions the rest of this fourth quarter.
You would think so. James Bowers up top. That is a huge dude up on top of your attack.
Moving pick there from number 20 for CSU. Gives the ball back to the Huskers.
They got called for it, so here's Nebraska with possession.
Yeah, you got to be set. He lowered the shoulder a little bit. Easy one for the ref to call.
Gives the Cornhuskers another chance. Looking for the first goal. If you're watching from Nebraska, you're looking for Big Red to get the first tally of the game. It's not going to happen here unless they can stop the clear, and it's not going to happen because here comes James Bowers. Well, what they're excited about is Davis Wheeler is playing attack. That's a goaltender. Wheeler, take the shot. Ooh, the angle's too tough. So track 43, the big boy, the goalie, has a short stick, and he's operating in the attack for the Rams.
I thought that one snuck in behind Clover.
They are definitely trying to feed 43.
Yeah, you think they're going crazy for Shanks. Wait till Davis gets on the board.
I know our crew's waiting for it.
Looks like they're keeping him on attack.
There he is, right on point. Davis Wheeler, the sophomore. And right now, he's going to push forward. They had an errant pass, so Clover chases it down, the goaltender for Nebraska. Long throw right into CSU's Jackson Irick. Wheeler shoots again, and he's wide to the far side.
Good backup from Clover, gives the ball back to the Huskers.
Fun stuff with Wheeler out there. We're not going to get the ride from Wheeler. That's what I was looking for.
Bit of a drop back zone.
Oh, a flag comes immediately as Nebraska's attacker drops his head. So a delayed penalty.
Yeah, slash coming. I didn't see who it was, but right on the top of the head.
Now we've got carnage out there at midfield. Play remains live. A lot of activity from Seamus Riley across the way, number 40 in white. That flag still on the field. Shot from Grindstaff is wide. That would have been a highlight play because he wrapped his stick around the defender and got it off.
Yeah, good D there from, I couldn't tell if it was 19 or 49 on there to stand him up.
Let's peek at where the penalty is, Sully.
I think that was after that carnage you were speaking of. Penalty came a little bit earlier.
Right.
Bit of a tomahawk chop to the top of the head from number 20 here.
So Nebraska's going to be manned up, looking for their first goal of the game.
Yeah, it looks like they got Woodell going out there on man up with the pole. I imagine they'll be looking for him to have a big rip or find our Grindstaff guy down low.
There's Grindstaff right there. McLaughlin can't get it through the defense of CSU. They're packed in, man down.
Yeah, I'd be thankful there if you're Nebraska. That was not the best shot you'd like to take in a man-up opportunity.
So the Huskers will send it back up top. Schwartz has it right now, and he tries to send a bouncer through, and again, CSU, they're not going to allow that to come through all the way and even threaten the goalie.
No, those are too easy from 15, especially straight on where the goalie can see the shot the whole way.
Noah Kreintz to Wheeler. Wheeler shoots, and a save by Clover. We've gotten 3 shots unofficially from Davis Wheeler, the goalie.
It actually looks pretty good with the shorty.
Yeah. It looks like he's played a little attack back in his youth days before he matured physically. Wheeler up front again, and he can't get it through. We're back to even strength and also 7.5 minutes left in this game. Huskers, here they come, looking for goal number 1 in this contest. That shot comes through, and the Cornhuskers get themselves a tally in the game. And it's exactly what you wanted to see them do, Sully. Work, operate to get a little bit tighter to the net.
That was just a beautiful individual effort there from number 7.
Max McLaughlin, the freshman mid.
Just a hard dodge, protects his stick, runs through about 2 to 3 rams there, and is able to finish it.
7:09 mark, 4th quarter. Max McLaughlin, the Omaha kid out of Creighton Prep, gets the first goal, and he gets the isolation shot, deservedly so. He has been hustling all game long. Go ahead and hug it out, guys.
Yeah, these guys deserve it. They've been grinding all day. Infraction there on the faceoff, and Nebraska's going to get a chance to put up another one.
Yeah, if you get one, might as well go for 2. Except for the part where there's the big boy Will.
Yeah, Will Scott says no to that.
Third strong moment from Will Scott. Up front, Wheeler, and it's blocked. And the whole bench reacts.
2 doorstop saves from Clover there. Fantastic.
Yeah, Clover's got to be pretty proud of himself of what he's done. And he's still battling here in a game that's got a 23-goal differential. And more coming his way. Right up front, still trying to get it to Wheeler. I think he tried to sweep it in. So Wheeler, 43, is the goalie who's out there playing attack for the guys in white from Colorado State. The Rams repeatedly trying to force it to Wheeler to get that goal from the goalie. We're under 6 to play here in the 4th at Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins. Dowden trying to do a BTB feed over the crossbar.
Yeah, a little too cute there.
Right.
I'd love to see Clover's stats at the end of this game. I know he's given up 24 goals, but I bet you his save percentage is right around 50% still.
You know what? I think we need to check on his stats, and we'll tweet him out because he's earned that love from us. You can find both me and Sully on the Twitters.
Yeah, I don't see a stats person for Nebraska here. Maybe they're on the other side. And we got Wheeler coming out holding his chest.
And you see him on screen here. Emerald from OCR, medical staff, she's coming with purpose. So he is definitely affected right now.
Yeah.
And head coach Ryan McDonald attending to him.
You got a little upchuck there in the box, unfortunately.
That's a lot more shifts than he's used to on attack.
Will Scott coming over, showing his support, tell him to get it out.
Right. Well, here comes Nebraska. That's Alex Marcus. Good work by Alex. The long pole bringing it all the way up, consistently being harassed by Jackson Irick.
Oh. You hate to see that after a nice, strong play, throwing it over the head there.
Again, there's that anxiety where they're getting rid of the ball because they think they have to. No, settle down. You're doing good work.
Also took a couple, well, probably more like 7 or 8 good tomahawk chops there. I'm sure felt good.
Yeah, he did. But the Huskers keep possession until now. James Bowers is real nice on his feet. It's a big guy traveling forward. Oh, they wanted the Shanks goal, and it's not going to happen.
Clover with another beautiful save.
Yeah, we're going to check on Clover's stats. That one high over the crossbar. That was Dowden trying to, again, do the low to high shot. He scored once that way in this game. Under 4 to play here in Fort Collins. Loved having you. Enjoy supporting the men's collegiate lacrosse. Again, if you'd like your brand to be a part of this and helping sustain our efforts here to showcase MCLA action, you can hit up Phil Mildren. You can reach to me, Marty Cesario. I mean, that's, we got big production, but in the end, we're street-level guys. Just reach out to us. We can talk and see if we can find a good fit for you, something that's useful to you in being part of this broadcast. We've got plenty of avails via graphics, live mentions, or whatnot. Just reach out to one of us.
It only took 57 minutes, but we're finally starting to see that sun peek out.
It did peek out, and it feels real nice. I mean, we did expect sunshine the whole game, and it just didn't happen. We got the temperatures up because we've had, as you can tell by the snow piles that are circling around the field, we've had, wintry weather here at 5,000 feet. But we're at 51 degrees. I've got my field thermometer with me. But it's been cloudy skies with a little bit of nip. Well, that sunshine feels right currently. 2.5 left here in the fourth. Finishing up. Nebraska looking to score goal number 2. And instead, more excellent defensive work. Seamus Riley clears. Dowden on a tough angle. Can't get it through. Looks like the fun with Davis Wheeler, the goalie, on attack is over. Evan Shanks remains out there. He's on the top of your screen and now off your monitor. Oh, boy, nice dodge by Matthew Dowden. That is a pretty way to finish a lacrosse game. Matthew Dowden, fancy, and scores for the Rams.
They call that one the finalizer from behind the cage. Gets the defender to fall over the net. Has that nice little backhanded shovel to finish it off.
And he has a high level of awareness that the broadcast is here as he came off. Little smile at us. He knows what he just did.
See some jaws dropped on the bench over there.
Wow, Matthew Dowden, and that gives him a hat trick in the game. That one will probably have to be cut up and put on the Twitters.
Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Definitely our #1 highlight of the game.
I mean, I normally wouldn't do that, because of what's showing on the scorebook. But I don't know what you just did.
Still got to showcase the game.
Yep, absolutely. And that is a guy still working hard this deep into a game.
We got a flag down on the Rams. Nebraska with a man-up opportunity here.
Well, we're under 2 minutes to play. Again, Thank you so much. I actually put a tweet out. That was like forethinking with credits. Phil Mildren, Justin Salvia, Mike Trujillo, Tom Maynard, Drew Duff. Outstanding work, as usual, from the Stream It Sports production crew. Thank you so much to both of these programs who share with us in terms of the intel, the personnel information, so that we can try to do our best as we present this lacrosse contest. How about the folks across the way, Sully? Good showing. We got fans in the snow piles coming here to watch MCLA action.
Well, and they showed up with a fury. When we started this game, I only saw Nebraska fans there. The CSU fans must have been enjoying themselves in the parking lot, and then the takeover began.
They were having preparations there at the tailgate. So thanks for coming to support them. You can see across the way, those are the CSU fans. There's a little bit of splash of red. 65 seconds remaining in this game.
Looks like CSU's content with this clock running out to end this game.
30 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Well, I think you're right. You know, after what Matthew Dowden did and the way he scored, that should be the finisher. That's enough. And you see CSU just cycling around. They'll just take the violation, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds there, no reason to be aggressive.
Well, we mentioned the Rams are going to be at Virginia Tech on Saturday, the February 25th, then at Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia on Sunday, February 26th. Our next broadcast will be here on this campus. It'll be the Rams against Texas A&M on Sunday, March 5th. That'll be a 12 p.m. game with the Rams, again, hosting the Aggies of Texas A&M. That'll finish up our game here as you see the squads. Brief exchanges. First thing you got to do is attack your goaltender. I think in both cases, they definitely got to give love to their goalies. The guys in red who are off camera right now, Christian Clover, good work despite what you see on the score, but an outstanding effort on the part of these guys in white. The Rams up 25-1. Again, our next game and next broadcast featuring Colorado State men's lacrosse will be against Texas A&M Sunday, March 5th here on campus. For the rest of our crew, my partner Patrick Sullivan, I'm Marty Cesario. Final score 25-1. Congratulations to the Rams, who have improved to 2-0 on the spring 2023 season. We say goodnight from Fort Collins.
Place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Jason, let's go see your room.